Hello everyone, it's me, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. I'm back with another witchy video and I'm talking about Lilith. Love you, Lilith. Love her very much. But this video is addressing, should you trust her? Should you work with her? Yeah, let's get into it. So if you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah, I'm that divination witch, and I hope you stick around. It's a safe space here where you can ask questions. Nothing's silly. Everyone's different. Everyone starts somewhere. Ask your questions. I try and help where I can, and I encourage people to help each other in the comments as well. You know what to do if you like that? Hit subscribe. And if you would like to get a reading from me or learn from me, I have all my links below. I've got an Etsy, a website, a shop. I've got Patreon as well. Got some exciting things coming up in the new year on there, so check it out. Lilith. Oh, yes, I do love Lilith very much. And I know she'd be like rolling her eyes at me right now if she was here, to be like, oh, Sarah, shut up. I owe her a lot. As much as I owe Hecate. You know, she's been with me for many years. And my relationship with her, I've spoke about her on the channel. She's got a whole playlist. She comes and goes. So sometimes I might not hear from her for months and months and months, and then boosh, she's back. She's like, I'm back. It's normally to help me with some difficult times, because ultimately what she has helped me with in life is my self-confidence and in my self-worth and having boundaries and asserting those boundaries, and to not be afraid as well, to not be afraid to be me, to be outspoken, to say no. No is not a bad word. And especially with the work I do, sadly, sometimes, not everyone, but sometimes people do push those boundaries. They do test me. And, you know, sometimes people mistake kindness for weakness, and that's not okay. So yes, she helps me with things like this. And my mantra, I've said it on the channel before, what would Lilith do? If you're ever faced with something, just think of the most badass person you can think of. That's Lilith. And I'm like, well, what would you do? Would you put up with this? Would you waste your time and energy on this? No. So that's Lilith to me. But it wasn't always that way, okay? And I'm making this video because she's been reaching out to people recently through me more frequently, and a couple of those people have expressed fear, and I'm not judging you for that. I'm not. I was fearful once too. I was fearful of everything, man. I never used to even read tarot. I never used to know how. And you know, I used to be scared of getting something bad coming through and all of this and that and the other. The world is scary enough. I think I'm more scared of people, humans, living humans, than dead ones. But I never used to be that way, so I get it. So why should you trust someone who's meant to be so dark and in charge of dark things and all of this? Like, why? What is it about her? Well, when Lilith came into my life, I was fearful because the name demon, you go, oh my God, it's a demon, and you think bad straight away. I was the same. She took her time with me, okay? She made it very clear she was reaching out to me, and very clear she was around me. And I got some books on her. And I took my time, months, literally, picking up this book, reading a bit, putting it down, getting overwhelmed. I felt her presence next to me, and she never pushed. She never hurt me or manipulated me or anything like that. She never forced me. She was just reassuring, and basically she didn't say it in words, but the feeling I got was, take your time, you know, do it at your own pace. And that's the Lilith I know, and that's the Lilith I love, basically. So why should you trust her? Because if you were going to be harmed by her, she would have harmed you. That's why. Because if, say, she's came through in a deity reading, if she was going to harm you, She wouldn't have bothered to do that. She wouldn't make herself known. That's foolish. She is powerful. She can work from the shadows if she wanted to, such as some of the mythologies are around her, of her being this kind of succubus energy. If she wanted to, she could do that. If she's taking her time to be kind to you, to give you a message that is reassuring in any way, then to me, I'm like, well, why wouldn't I trust that? She has patience. If she has reached out to you, she will not demand from you, because think about it this way. Even in her Abrahamic mythologies, she is the goddess of free will. She's free will personified, really. People don't see it like that. She's either demonized or she's girl power, when really she's both and everything. She's the goddess of free will. She didn't allow herself to be controlled by an external force, and as such was demonized. And so she was like, well, fine, I'll be the bloody demon. Yes, she's capable of dark things. She does dark things sometimes. She does. But that is not something she makes people aware of. It happens. So one of the big things, all right, it said she does, is stealing men's fluids, for example. She's meant to be one of the succubi that causes those sort of dreams on a night. You get me? You don't even know it's her. If that happens to you, you don't know it's her. It's probably not her sometimes. But you don't know who the hell it is, if anyone at all. So why worry about it? Someone's got to do it. Someone has to rule over that sort of bad stuff as well as good stuff. As for the other things, which are more darker, which I've spoke about on the channel before, like, people dying soon, let's say it like that. Again, how do you know? And again, I guess people could counter, how do you know it's her helping you be strong and helping you be fierce and empowered and all this stuff? Well, how do you know it's not? Because if it wasn't her, whoever it is being benevolent towards me and is helping me, so why wouldn't I trust someone that is showing me things and helping me be the best version of myself I can be, helping me stick up for myself, helping me fight for myself? So whether it was Lilith doing that, or if I thought it was Lilith but it was someone else, I would still trust in that, because they're helping me and I'm seeing the results. I am seeing that improvement. You get me? So at the end of the day, I'm making this video because, to be honest, a few people were getting a bit, oh my God, there's a demon there. And I get it, right? She isn't going to switch your life up and force you. And at the end of the day, you can leave it there if you really want. Because being the goddess of free will, being someone who really respects that, she's not going to force you. She might come back again in a few years when you're more ready. But again, she'll not force you, because she doesn't want somebody subservient, right? Yes, she wants respect. And yes, she doesn't want you to put others in front of her, sort of thing. Or, I kind of did that once by accident and got my ass handed to me, but fair enough. Where, I kind of valued her a bit less than Hecate. Didn't mean to, but I did. If you do stuff like that, she'll call you out on it, whether you're meant to do it or not. But she doesn't want a servant, to put it lightly. She doesn't want somebody grovelling at her feet. She wants strong people. She likes strong people because she's a strong person. Although she may not be a human, but she is strength. She doesn't want the weaklings. She doesn't want people that she can use like that, because what would she use them for? What's the point? Free will exists. She cannot just take your soul like some people might say demons do. You have to willingly give it. But even if you did, well, what's the point? All right, she's got a soul, another bloody responsibility to deal with. That's what it feels like, anyways. And obviously, a lot of this is my UPG and my experience, okay? But if you get a reading from me or anyone else and a demon reaches out, do not bloody panic, right? I've been there myself. I've had the panic. I'm not being a hypocrite, although it sounds like I'm being. But just breathe, okay? Take your time. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. You may never be ready for it. It might not be something that resonates with you. It might not be your path. That's okay. There are deities out there that people see in the modern time as very love and light. But actually, if you look into their myths, they're anything but. But people work with them because of perceptions, you know? So it's all about the perception. And maybe one day your perception will change. Demons are not misunderstood. I'm sick of people saying shit like this. They're not misunderstood. They can be dark. They can be cruel when they need to be. But they're not always cruel and dark. And it depends why they're with you, you know? So in the case of Lilith specifically, she can either be with you to be taking some of your energy, let's say. And if that's the case, well, you probably don't even know the hell it's her. I'm just putting it across like that. If not, she could be with you to build you up and help you. Again, you might not even know it's her. It's all about perspective, is what I'm trying to say. I hope I've put it across well. I just felt she wanted me to make this video. I used to be the most afraid person ever, and now I'm like, not. It takes time. It takes experience. It takes being exposed to things that trigger us, to situations that trigger us, to learning about things and opening your mind. And as long as you keep an open mind, you'll be fine. Just don't push yourself too far. That's okay. No deity, whether they're on the light or dark side, is going to force you into something that is not for you, because it's counterproductive at the end of the day. A good example I can give you, it's not to do with Lilith, it's to do with President Valak. I spoke about him on the channel before a while back. I started working with him, and when I say working with him, I thought I was, sort of thing. It was him. He had an altar. We did lots of readings, shadow work sort of things. But then he said he wanted me to follow a more left-hand path tradition and do more left-hand path practices, magic, invocations, things like this. I didn't want to do that at the time. I didn't feel ready. So we parted ways. And later down the line, I did stuff like that, basically. Years later, when I was ready, I learned more about it. And I had others do stuff like that with me. And so, time, life, experience, it changes things. Remember, it's about perception, okay? I'm still here to tell the tale, you know. Things happen, you know. I was scared of Valak at first. I thought, bloody hell, it's the nun gonna get us, you know. Thank you, Hollywood. No, it's not. It's not like that. There is a real evil out there, and I've hinted at it on the channel. That's what we need to worry about. All deities are helping us, light and dark. We can't have one without the other. But there is something that feeds on this kind of perception we have, you know, feeds on humanity in a way. I'll talk about it later at another point, or I might have uploaded it already on the channel. Depends on the order I upload things. This is the way I am. But I needed to address that one. All right. Until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Oh, and if you made it this far, you may as well hit the button. You know what button that is. Okay,